Hey, Andy, did you hear that whistle?
Sure did, Amos. That whistle means Rinso white, Rinso bright, Rinso new.
That's right. It means that this is Sunday and we're on the air for Rinso with Solium.
The Amos and Andy Show with Ernestine Wade, Lou Lubin, Johnny Lee, Amanda Randolph, Lou Merrill, Gene Vanderpyle, Leo Cleary, Corny Anderson, Jeff Alexander's music, and radio's all-time favorites, Amos and Andy. Yes, sir, the Amos and Andy Show, brought to you by Lever Brothers Company, makers of Rinso, the only soap that contains solium. That's why Rinso gets your clothes whiter and brighter than new.
Rinso white, Rinso bright,
Rinso new.
happy little wash day song.
About 4 weeks ago, the Kingfish's wife, Sapphire, left him and went down to Miami with her mother. Well, of course, it's nothing new for Sapphire to leave the Kingfish. During their 22 years of marriage, it's happened many, many times before. For instance, let's go back to a few summers ago. Sapphire and the Kingfish had just returned from a day at the beach. And as they closed the door to their apartment, Sapphire said,
George Stevens, I'm walking out on you right now.
But listen, sweetheart, what has I done this time? I thought we had a nice day at the beach.
It might have been if it hadn't have been for you. You spent the whole day eyeing them girls. Especially that one in the French bathing suit.
Well, now, wait a minute, honey. I was only following the old French custom of chercher la femme. And with that French bathing suit she was wearing, there was an awful lot of femme to chercher there.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, you done cherchered your last chercher. Goodbye, you two-bit Casanova.
And then there was the time back in 1938. It seems it was Sapphire and Kingfish's 10th wedding anniversary, and somehow it slipped the Kingfish's mind. And when he got home that night, Sapphire, trying gallantly to hide her broken heart, said to him,
Listen, I'll teach you to forget a beautiful, sentimental occasion like this. Take this, you bum.
Oh, right in my nose. Oh, wait a minute here. I ain't gonna take this from you. I was tired of you pushing me around. I was the master of this house, and I want you to know it once and for all.
And sure enough, when the Kingfish asserted himself on that occasion, Sapphire didn't leave him. Instead, it was the Kingfish who left the apartment.
All right, Doctor, we'll just slide him on the stretcher here and carry him out to the ambulance.
Oh, listen to all the pretty birdies. Oh.
And then about a year ago, there was a period of 1 month when Sapphire left the Kingfish exactly 12 times.
This time I ain't never coming back. Goodbye. George Stevens, I'm going now, and this time I'm going, and I ain't never going to see you again in my whole life. This time is for good. You'll never see me again as long as you live. George, this is really the last straw. Goodbye.
Well, I guess there's only one thing to do around here. Put a swinging door in.
But today, Sapphire's present walkout is the longest on record. Sapphire and her mother have been in Miami for 4 whole weeks, and there's no sign of her returning to the fold. How is Kingfish taking this blow? Well, let's drop into the lodge hall where he's talking it over with Andy.
Yes, Andy, I ain't worried. I just gonna sit here and wait it out. Sapphire'll come crawling back.
Yeah, but wait a minute, Kingfish. There must be some reason that she left you. I was just thinking. She's down there in Miami with all them playboys and them fellas on the beach with all the big muscles. You don't suppose she's staying down there because she's got insaturated with one of them fellas, do you?
Oh, don't be silly, Andy. They wouldn't even look at her. When Sapphire puts on that bathing suit of hers and gets out there on the beach, she'll even drive the sharks out to the 10-mile limit.
Well, wait a minute here, Kingfish. I have seen Sapphire dressed up, and she looked pretty good.
Yeah, but that ain't like a bathing suit. You take away her steel stayers, that whalebone, the elastic stockings, and the laced-up camisole, and she spreads out like a flapjack on a hot griddle. I remember one time in a phone booth, the whole works give way, and she was trapped in there for 2 hours.
Yeah, but you still can't tell, Kingfish. Somebody might be attracted to her. After all, them fellows over in India gets a kick out of laying around on steel spikes. You never know what a fellow might go for.
Well, don't be silly, Anna. Look what she got at home, me. Yeah, after all, when a gal's got butter in the icebox, she don't go out looking for no bucket of lard, I'll tell you that.
Well, anyway, Kingfish, if my wife was way down in Miami, I'd sure be worried about her. Tell me this, did you hear from her at all?
Oh, yeah, I got a Christmas card from her last week.
Oh, yeah. One of them things with Santa Claus on it, huh?
Well, no, wasn't exactly a Santa Claus.
The kind with angels on it, huh?
No, wasn't exactly no angels neither.
Wasn't, huh?
Tell you the truth, it had a skull and crossbones. And under that was embossed a touching little greeting. Drop dead.
Well, at least you know she's thinking about you.
Oh, listen, Anna, don't worry about Sapphire getting interested in no other man. Why, she wouldn't think she would. I'll get it. George Kingfish Stevens speaking. Oh, Henry Van Porter. How is you, Henry? What's that? Does I have a copy of this morning's paper? Yeah, I got a copy right here on the desk. What's that? Page 12, huh? Yeah, I'll take a look. Thank you for calling, Henry. Look in the paper there, Henry. Turn to page 12.
Page 12?
Yeah, Henry says something there that might interest me.
Let me see here. Page 12.
Page 12, yeah.
Oh, this is the society page.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, Henry must have given another one of them brawls of his for the 400.
See who wanted to fight. Go ahead.
Yeah. Wait a minute here. Hey, here's a picture here at the top.
A picture on the society page?
Yeah, it was took in Florida. There's a man with 2 women. They must be at a masquerade, 'cause them gals has got 2 of the funniest looking masks on I done ever see.
Let me see the thing there. Hey, wait a minute. Them ain't no mask. That's Sapphire and her mama.
No.
Let me see the caption here. Look at here. Local set sojourning in Miami. Pictured here, Mrs. Smith and her daughter Sapphire with Mr. Hubert J. Smithers, wealthy sportsman at Swank, Miami Supper Club. A romance is rumored. Holy smoke, Sapphire's with another man.
Yeah, looked to me like she done found that bucket of lard. Hey, Kingfish, what you gonna do about this?
Andy, look here, I gotta do something. This is the reason she left me. Look at that picture. The way she is looking at that Smithers fella. I know she must be enjoying herself, 'cause she's grinning clear back to the 3rd molar. The one that's got the enamel fell off on it, you see. And I got to get down there to Florida and find some way to break this thing up.
Yeah, that's right. You gotta bust this thing up, all right.
I'll say. Look at the food on the plate there. This boy Smithers is really means business. He done opened the campaign with a T-bone. Look at that.
Well, Mother, we had another wonderful evening down here in Miami, didn't we?
Yes, Sapphire. And I think that Mr. Smithers is the most charming man. He's so rich, too. Why, if the marriage goes through, he'll take care of all of us.
Oh, I just hope nothing goes wrong to spoil the whole thing.
Well, what can go wrong? Nothing can break up a romance like this. I got an idea he's going to propose any minute.
Oh, that's wonderful, Mother. And I just know when he does, Mr. Smithers is going to make you a most wonderful husband.
Happy little wash day song for a wash that's whiter and brighter than new. Rinso washes, Rinso new. Rinso white,
Whiter than new,
Rinso bright.
brighter than new,
Rinso white, Rinso bright.
Rinso new. Rinso new. It's true. Rinso, the only soap that contains solium, gets white clothes whiter and washable colors brighter than new. These results are certified by the laboratories of the United States Testing Company, Incorporated. Yes, Rinso gets clothes Rinso new because Rinso puts sunshine in your wash, even if you dry it indoors. It's a fact that no other soap gets your wash so white or so bright because no other soap contains the scientific sunlight ingredient solium. Use Rinso for your heaviest wash. You'll see for yourself that Rinso gets out more dirt than any other type of wash day product. And yet Rinso is safe for your clothes and kind to your hands. So on wash day, use Rinso and see your wash become whiter, brighter than new.
Rinso white, rinso bright,
Rinso new.
happy little wash day song.
Tell me this, Kingfish. Has you found out any way you can get down to Miami yet?
No, Andy, I only been able to raise $35, but I gotta find some way to get down there. I gotta get down there so I can break up this romance that Sapphire's having with this Smithers fella.
Yeah, that's right. This really looked like a serious thing, all right. And you only got $35. Well, hey, wait a minute.
What's the matter?
Look out the window there, Kingfish.
Yeah, well, let me see
You're
that.
getting out that taxi cab there.
Well,
There's a Scotchman with kilts on and everything. He's coming in here, too.
yeah, I wonder who he is. I don't know no Scotchman that would be coming. Come in, sir. What can we do for you?
It's a broad break. Hey, now, hoot my, hi, fellas.
Holy smoke, Shorty. What you doing all dressed up like a Scotchman?
Well, I'm going to a fancy dress New Year's party tonight. I thought I'd get ready early. Do I look like a Scotchman with these kilts on?
Well, tell you the truth, Shorty, I don't think Harry Lauder usually wore his long underwear under the kilts.
Now listen, Shorty, I ain't got no time for no frivolities around here. I is worried. You ain't never seen a man as worried as I is. I got to figure out some way to get down to Miami, Florida to save my marriage, and I only got in my pocket to my name $35.
Yeah, that's right, Shorty. The Kingfish has got to find some way to get cheap transportation down there and back.
Well, it's too bad you ain't a member of the armed forces. You know, Wilson's travel agency down the street gives reduced airline rates for servicemen over the holidays.
Servicemen, huh? Reduced rates. Yeah, well, I wasn't exactly in the thick of the battle, but I served donuts in the blood bank.
Hey, wait a minute, Kingfish. They don't say, they say any member of the armed forces. They don't say nothing about which war, though.
Yeah, well, maybe I could convince him that I, as a veteran of, let's say, the Spanish-American War, being called back to duty, yeah.
Yeah, Kingfish, it might work.
Yeah. Andy, look here, you can help me out with the thing, too. Come in at the crucial moment and kind of back up my story to the man.
Yeah, okay, I'll do that.
Yeah, well, good luck, Kingfish. I got to get over to the party.
Yeah, well, have a good time, Shorty. By the way, who you taking?
Well, I ain't taking no gal this year. I went to a blind date last year, and the gal had never seen me before, and I had never seen her. I went to the party, but it didn't work out so well. At the stroke of midnight, both me and the gal fell into a dead faint.
What caused that, Shorty? Too much celebrating?
No, we each took off our masks. So
Well, Andy, here's the airline office. Now, look here. I'm going in there as a Spanish-American War veteran that's being called back to active service.
Yeah, that way you're going to get the special rate, huh?
That's right. Now, remember, Andy, you come in as my old buddy to kind of back me up.
Yeah.
And you wear this outfit here, too. Now, we want the thing to look authentic.
Yeah, well, don't worry about me. I'll stenic the thing up good.
Well, I'm going in there now.
How do you do? May I help you?
Yes, sir. Allow me to introduce myself. I is Colonel Hoppin' Mad Stevens of the 177th Coast Distillery. Yes, sir.
You mean to say that you're a colonel in the Army?
Yes, sir, that's right. I'm a veteran of the Spanish-American War that's just been returned to active duty. They done retreaded me, took me out of mothballs, and as soon as I get my gun, I'm going over there and make the world safe for democracy. Going over the top of the big push and all that army stuff. Now, you just give me the tickets to the serviceman rate while I'll just...
Now, listen. I'll have to have some proof that you're a serviceman. Some sort of credentials or something.
Oh, I was a Spanish-American War veteran, all right. I was one of the Rough Riders with Teddy Roosevelt. Me and him was standing right there on the poop deck when we sunk the Maine.
Why, this is the most ridiculous story I ever heard.
Oh, you doubting my word, huh? Well, it's just too bad that one of my buddies from the Spanish-American War ain't around to back up my story.
Now, look, wait a minute. What in the world is this coming across the street? That man in a sombrero with a blanket over his shoulder.
Yeah, who in the world could this be? Yeah, he seemed to be coming in here, too.
Here's the Rancho Grande. It's from the Rio Grande. Yo!
Yeah, look who's here, if it ain't a coincidence. My old Spanish-American war buddy, Gringo Brown.
Yeah, well, if it ain't my old buddy, Cucaracha Stevens.
Now, wait a minute. You mean to say you two were in the Spanish-American War?
That's right. Captain Brown and I was together at the Battle of San Juan Hill there.
Oh, sure. You remember that surprise bazooka attack we made on the enemy?
Surprise bazooka attack? Why, there were no bazookas in the Spanish-American War.
Yeah, well, that's why it was such a big surprise. Oh.
Now, look, I don't know what this is all about. If you'll just show me your orders, you'll get a ticket, but not before.
Yeah, well, I can't show them to you. See, I was operating under sealed orders. Ain't that right, Captain Brown?
Yeah, the SEAL brung them this morning.
Oh, I see. You have no orders. Then just what base are you going to?
A base? Oh, I'm going to the big naval base down in Florida. You know, Pepsi-Cola, Florida.
Excuse me, I have a phone call to make.
Go right ahead.
Operator, would you get the military police? Have them send 2 men over here right away. Thank you. And now, while we're waiting, I'd like to get this straight. Just what is your name again?
Name. Shake hands with Civilian Stevens. Come on, Gringo, let's get out of here.
Yeah, right behind you, Cucaracha.
Yeah, hold on.
Well, Kingfish, what you gonna do now?
And I just got to get to Florida and break this romance up with my wife that's happened with this fella Smithers.
Yeah, but how you gonna raise any more money, Kingfish?
And I'm going to get down there. I'm going to hock my clothes. That's what I'm going to do.
Hock your clothes?
Yeah, I'm getting down there even if I becomes the first man in history to make a non-stop flight to Miami in his BVDs. I go. Oh, I tell you, stewardess, here's a terrible feeling. I never knew flying in an airplane was like this. It feels like the ground is falling right out from under you. The plane is swaying from side to side. We was in the middle of a terrible storm. Quick, warn the chief pilot.
The chief pilot? He's standing out there on the ground. All we're doing now is warming up the engines.
Well, this is the hotel Sapphire and the mama staying at here in Miami. Now let me get up to the desk and find out a room. Clerk.
Yes, sir. Can I help you?
Yes. Will you tell me the room number of Mrs. Smith and her daughter Sapphire?
Well, they were registered here, but they checked out this morning for New York.
For New York?
Yes, they went back there with Mr. Hubert Smithers.
With Mr. Smithers?
Yes, they wanted to go back to New York where they can have the wedding in front of all their friends. Quick, boy, bring some water! This man has fainted!
Ken Niles. Ma'am, if you're from Missouri, then I want you to show yourself the amazing things I've been saying about Rinso. Use Rinso next wash day, and you'll see your wash come out beautifully bright. Whiter, brighter than new. Yes, Rinso, with the amazing scientific ingredient solium, washes white clothes whiter than new. Washable colors actually brighter than new. Those results are certified by the laboratories of the United States Testing Company, Incorporated. All your wash is Rinso new, and it's because Rinso and only Rinso contains solium. Rinso is so safe for your clothes, so kind to your hands. Get Rinso right away.
Well, that was awful, Kingfish, flying all the way down to Miami and then finding out that Sapphire and her mama was back here in New York.
Yes, it's a terrible situation, and my wife is marrying somebody else. I never thought that I'd live to see the day when she would bigamy me.
Yeah. Well, what you gonna do, Kingfish?
Well, I done sent for my lawyer, Calhoun, to meet me over here. Where's that boy? When you want somebody, they never.
Yeah.
Oh, Calhoun, I'm glad you're here. I was in a terrible fix. I was in the worst complications I done ever had in my life. It don't look like there's no way out of it.
Well, the thing for you to do is to see a lawyer.
Well, that's why I sent for you, stupid.
Oh, yeah, I know I'll come over here for something. What's the deal?
Oh, the Kingfish here is in a mess, Calhoun.
Yeah, you see, my wife is married to me, but she is getting ready to marry another fella. Now, what can I do?
Well, if I was you, I'd resent it.
No, Calhoun, listen, I can't understand it. I know Sapphire done left me for some reason, and it's hard to believe that this is it. You know that she done become a bigger mistake.
Well, is you sure you is still married to a Kingfish?
What you mean by that, Calhoun?
Well, she been down there in Miami. Is you sure she didn't slip across the border to Mexico and get one of them enchilada annulments?
No, Calhoun, she never do nothing like that. What can I do? She and this fella done flowed back here, and they done got a wedding planned and everything else.
Now, wait a minute. The thing you is interested in is breaking it up, ain't it?
Sure, that's what the Kingfish is interested in.
Well, where is they now?
Well, Sapphire and the mama's back in the mama's house in Brooklyn, and the fella is staying at a hotel over there.
Well, now, the thing to do is to work on him, you know, and get him to call the thing off. Now, suppose you were to tell him that his fiancée had been married 6 times before.
Yeah, that ought to help.
And besides that, tell him that each one of them husbands met with a mysterious death, that she done strangled them all.
Now you got something, Calhoun. Yeah, I'll tell him that Sapphire is a husband killer. Yeah, I'll lay it on thick. Oh, I hope it works. I'll get Andy to help me. We'll go right up to the man's hotel and we'll really lay it on that she is a murderess.
Yeah, and you better lay it on good and thick. Because if Sapphire's face ain't scared him off, he the type of boy that's gonna hang on for a long time.
Hello, Mr. Hubert Smithers speaking.
Hello, Mr. Smithers. Mother wanted me to call to see if you was located in the hotel all right.
Yes, I have a lovely room, Sapphire. Or maybe I better start calling you daughter.
Yes, I guess you might as well. I know you is gonna make Mama the most wonderful husband.
Well, thank you, daughter. And I want to tell you that I'm going to make things as nice for you and your mother as possible. You'll never want for anything. And, incidentally, I'm planning on taking that husband you told me about into the business with me. He can name his own salary.
Oh, Mr. Smithers, that's wonderful. It's almost too good to be true.
Oh, it's true, all right. And tell your mother I'll see her at the church in the morning. I'm looking forward to being married to that sweet, kind, gentle woman. Goodbye, Sapphire.
Goodbye.
Well, I guess I better call up my tailor and see how my dress suit's getting along. I wonder who that can be. Yes, what is it?
Excuse us, you Mr. Hubert J. Smithers?
That's right.
Excuse me, but us two fellas is from the New York Police Department.
Police Department?
Yeah, strangulation division.
Yes, we better come in, cause the gruesome story we have to tell you is best told in strict privacy, yeah?
Yeah, we wouldn't want you to faint out here in the hall or nothing like that.
Well, this sounds serious. Come in. Now, what is this all about?
Well, we don't want to alarm you or none, but what we has to tell you is liable to save you from a horrible death at the hand of a fiendish monster. Namely, your fiancée.
What?
Yeah, that's right. You don't know this, but you was engaged up to the notorious Strangler Sally, alias Hemp Rope Hannah, alias Windpipe Winnie.
Why, I can hardly believe this. Are you implying that the woman I'm going to marry is a murderess?
Yes, that's what we're planning, all right. Yeah, she sent more men west than Horace Greeley.
Why, this is terrible. Why, this is unbelievable.
It may be unbelievable, but it's true. She strangled him so fast that sometimes she overlaps herself. A couple of weeks back, she had one man at the altar and 2 hanging in the closet.
Well, why haven't you police been able to do something about her?
Yeah, why ain't we been able to do something?
Well, you know, Lieutenant, she's always been too foxy for us. You see, when she strangles these boys, she just don't leave them dangling out in the open. She hangs them up in moth bags.
Yeah, that's right. The last time we busted in on her, she passed 7 of them off on us as beaver coats.
Oh, this is terrible. Do you actually think that if I married her, she'd do away with me?
Well, I don't know, but if you was on your honeymoon and feels the silk cord around your neck and you looks up and your eyeballs is leaving their sockets, you know you're going to be moth-proof in no time.
Well, I'm not going to marry a woman like this, a murderess.
Well, you're doing the smart thing. The best thing for you to do is to get back to Miami just as fast as you can.
Oh, yes, I certainly will. And I can't thank you two men enough for warning me.
All in the line of duty, mister. Good luck to you.
Yeah, so long.
Oh, Andy, this thing worked out like a charm. We broke up the romance, and now I know Sapphire will come back to me.
Yeah, but I was just thinking, though. You think that's a smart thing to do, try and get her back?
Well, I think it's a smart thing to do to try to get Sapphire, my own wife, to come back to me.
Yeah, that's right.
What you mean by that, Andy?
Well, after all, won't you feel a little nervous with her strangling all them people?
Oh, shut up, Andy.
Yes, Amos, it looked like the Kingfisher's wife was coming back to him.
Yeah, well, that's a fine piece of news. I certainly was glad to hear that, Andy.
Yeah, me too.
Yes, Amos, the express man brung a trunk back here to the apartment this morning.
You see, breaking up the romance with that Mr. Smithers was the thing to do, all right, because that was the reason that Sapphire done left the Kingfish.
Yeah, well, I don't know, fellas. I has known Sapphire a long time, and it don't seem to me like she'd get interested in another man. I don't know. It just ain't like Sapphire, that's all.
Oh, no. Ain't no mistake about it, Amos. Smithers done bought the marriage license and was all set to go through with it.
Oh, yes, Amos, I tell you, I ain't never been broke up. Well, I'll get it. Hello?
George, this is Sapphire. I want you to send that trunk of mine right back here to Mama's. I done changed my mind about coming back to you.
Well, now, wait a minute, Sapphire. What you mean here?
I found out how you went to Mr. Smithers and told him that ridiculous story and caused him to bust up the marriage. I'm furious.
You furious at me? Well, what's the idea of you getting engaged to a man when you was already married to me?
What are you talking about? Mr. Smithers was engaged to Mama.
Holy smokes, your mama.
Yes, that's why I was coming back to you. He's a very wealthy man who was going to make things comfortable for all of us. Now I ain't never coming back to you. Goodbye, you bum.
Oh, me, and getting Mr. Smithers to go back to Miami was the worst thing we could have done. He wasn't going to marry Sapphire. He was going to marry Sapphire's mama. And he was going to make life easy for all of us, too.
Oh, then Mr. Smithers wasn't the reason Sapphire left you.
Then why did she leave me, Andy? There must be some reason, some big reason, some great reason in this world. What could it possibly... Oh, Andy, I tell you. Answer it. I too broke up the talk.
Okay. Hello? Well, Mr. Stevens don't want to come to the telephone. Who? Oh, the Globe department store? Oh, his wife. Yeah, I see. Well, I guess you can send the bill right here to the lodge hall. Yeah, you're welcome.
What was that all about, Andy?
Oh, nothing, Kingfish. Your wife bought something at the Globe department store, and I told him to send the bill here.
What'd you buy?
Something called a layette.
A layette? Holy smoke, so that's the reason she left me. Catch me, boys. I'm going to have a baby. Look out.
And now, a very special message from two very special friends of yours, Amos and Andy.
Folks, on this New Year's Eve, we would like you to know that we are very, very grateful for the way you have listened to us in our program this past year.
And your loyalty to us is greatly appreciated, as well as your loyalty to Rinso.
From all of us here, we want to sincerely wish you a very happy New Year.
Good night, and we'll see you next Sunday.
The Amos and Andy Show is written by Joe Connolly, Bob Mosier, and Bob Ross. Stay tuned to the Edgar Berg and Charlie McCarthy program, which follows immediately over most of these stations. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.